Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to Football Heritage TV. It is transfer deadline day. Let's rename it. This is Daniel Levy Panic Day. Tottenham Hotspur have been here, there, and everywhere in the last 48, 72 hours, 96, however many hours, panicking. This player, that player, this player, that player, rejection, 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 exception, rejection, rejection. And it looks like the news is coming through today that Tottenham Hotspur have tried to take Marc Guehi from Crystal Palace. Now, when I say it looks like, all of the reputable sources, Romero and Ornstein, have said that Spurs have had a late bid rejected. Now, I've got so many talking points on this. It's unbelievable. I'll set my stall nice and early. Marc Guehi is a fantastic centre-back. Marc Guehi, for me, comes in. He's our best centre-back. I think he's better than Romero, and I think he's better than Mickey van der Ven. I think he's better than all our centre-backs. I'll put that out there right now. I question the timing. I question, is this we tried? Oh, we tried. Oh, Daniel tried. Daniel Levy tried. I'll just ask that question. Is it that? Or is this well, we know we're not going to get him in January, but now we've turned his head. Quite similar to what Arsenal have really done with Ollie Watkins, right? You're not going to get Ollie Watkins for a 60, 65 million pound bid, but has it turned the player's head to say, okay, I'm not going to go anywhere now, but I know they want me in the summer? There's all lots of different possible theories, but what I do know is I would definitely 100% take Marc Guehi. I think he's a really good player who's fit. He's available. He's a captain. He's strong, powerful. He's good with the ball. He's good in the tackle, good positional sense. For me, I think he's got the full package as a centre-half. And he has kind of made the England centre-back spot his own as well in recent years, hasn't he? For me, I think this would be a fantastic signing. I just question the timing of this. Now, you could say there's that 0.0001% chance that something dramatic happens today and Spurs go, yes, we're going to whack down whatever Palace asked for, and Palace go, yes, we're going to let our best centre-half leave on the last day of the window. Sure, that minute chance. But realistically, it's not going to happen. And if it does, fair play to Spurs for pulling it off. I just can't see it. This feels to me like it's another absolute panic. Not in terms of the player we want, but just in terms of the timing. And let's look at it. So what have we had over the last few days? We've had this, haven't we? We've had Fabrizio Romano that has said, this was yesterday, by the way, Tottenham keep trying for Axel Disasi after a loan fee agreed with Chelsea, as revealed yesterday, but no green light yet from the player. Then he went on to say that Spurs also made a late bid for Marc Guehi in the last 48 hours as top target, but Palace rejected. Will now run to the summer, out of contract in June 2026. Now, my problem with this, my absolute problem with this is if he is your top target, why have we waited till the last 3 days of the window to start this process? Surely, if Marc Guehi is your one, if this is the guy that Lang, Ange, Paratici, I don't know, whoever's involved these days, Levy, Ange, if this is the guy that they've all turned around and said, that's our number one target, right? Surely in the first week of January, that bid goes in. And then you have that negotiation game throughout the window. Now, I'm not saying that 100% gets him, but it gets you into the conversation and gives you 3 or 4 weeks to negotiate and deliberate and try and turn the player's head and try and put down a suitable offer that Crystal Palace will like, and gives Crystal Palace the time to go and buy another centre-half. 3 days to go in the window? I mean, do you really make a statement signing 3 days to go in the window if you're Tottenham Hotspur? Now, I'm sure if Liverpool or Man City wanted to do something like this, they'd probably go, Bosh, how much do you want? Cool, boom. This is Tottenham. It feels very much like this is, look, don't look over there and see what bad is happening. Look over here. The kind of magician's misdirection. Then off the back of that, we've had reports that the bid for Marc Guehi was worth up to 70 million. Now, I don't believe we would have bid up to 70 million, but as per my title, I do believe that this would be the replacement for Christian Romero. And I can't say I'm bothered. I know loads of you rate Romero. I think he's okay. I genuinely think this is one of the most overrated players I've seen at Tottenham Hotspur. We always talk about how great he is, but he's been part of some terrible defences. The excuse is always the manager, but top defenders stand out more often than not. And this guy, for me, doesn't. I think he's okay. I think he's good. But when I see people saying things like, he's better than Gabriel and Saliba, no, he's not. No, he's not in any way, shape, or form. And that's why I've talked about, is this the end of Romero? But we'll get to that in a minute. So 70 million, do I believe it would have been a 70 million outright? I don't. But do I believe it could potentially be Romero money because Romero might be leaving in the summer? Yes, I fully do believe that. So again, lots of smoke and mirrors, lots of theories, but just my opinion. Ornstein, David Ornstein, very reputable, obviously of The Athletic, has said Crystal Palace reject major bid. And that's the key word, isn't it? Major bid from Tottenham Hotspur to sign Marc Guehi permanently. Tottenham Hotspur and other clubs expected to try again for the 24-year-old England international in the summer when the centre-back will have 12 months left. Now, this changes everything, doesn't it? The key words there were major bid, Tottenham and other clubs, and then 12 months left on his contract. You just know when it gets to the summer, it's going to be a dogfight because the player's transfer fee will dramatically drop in the last 12 months of his contract. And I believe that you'll have the Newcastles up there. I believe that you might even have a Man City. I think you might have a Liverpool, depending on what happens with Virgil van Dijk. You know, you might have a Chelsea. A lot of these clubs for me will be going in the summer. You know, as I said, if Virgil van Dijk leaves Liverpool, they need a centre-half. I'm not saying he will. I don't know. I'm not trying to sell Virgil van Dijk for Liverpool. I'm just saying. So for me, I think it's going to be really interesting. But Marc Guehi is a player that I really like. He's an ever-present, and I like that. And what I don't like about Romero is the guy never seems to be fit or available. There always seems to be something baggage-wise with this guy. And I know what I'm going to get back in the comments. I've been doing this far too long. Oh, but he won a World Cup. Cool. He won a World Cup. But this guy, let's have a look at him. I mean, in his seasons for Spurs, he's only managed over 30 games once. He's not going to manage it this year. He can't, with the number of games left this year, he can't manage 30 games in the Premier League. Last year was his best year with 33. He's had 27 the year before, 22 the year before that. It just feels to me that he's always suspended or injured or grumpy or, you know, the whole stigma that surrounds him with, well, hang on, if Argentina are playing, I bet he's fit. And then not fit for Spurs. Lots of people said that he downed tools. For me, I just don't think he's as good as many think. And I know a lot of you will not agree with me, and I'm cool with that. But I've seen enough of him in his 4 seasons at Tottenham to know he's okay. He's a good centre-half on his day. To me, though, I don't think... When I see people call him class, world-class, elite, I see all these words and I think elite centre-backs don't lose their man as often as this guy in any formation. Elite centre-backs don't go rushing into midfield and kicking people. Elite centre-backs don't go to ground so easily. Elite centre-backs are better in the air. So for me, I don't mind if he goes. I genuinely don't mind. And for me, it looks like the natural succession would be, okay, you've brought Danso in. You'll have Danso, Van der Ven, Dragoshin, and then it looks like Marc Guehi would be the 4th. Now, if that was to happen, it allows Spurs to have multiple centre-back pairing options. And it also allows for 3 at the back, which I don't think this manager would do. But I think a proper manager, you all know my feelings on this PE teacher, I think a proper manager gets the best out of that. I think, you know, if I said to you, we're going to have a back 3 of Van der Ven to the left-hand side, Guehi in the middle, and Danso to the right-hand side, I would take that all day long with Porro and Spence or whatever as wing-backs. I think that looks solid. Not with this manager, but I do think that there's a lot of merit in there, and I do think it would look solid. Now, As I said, I said at the get-go, I don't see that we're going to get him this window. But it just begs the question, why wait so late? Why have Tottenham sprung into action with 4 days of the window left? Tell, Disasi, Tamori, Guehi, Danso. Why on earth have we waited until 4 days of the window to go? And by the way, this is a longer January window than normal. It's the 3rd today. So this January window, if I'm not wrong, is 34 days long. And we've waited for 30 of it to do nothing other than buy Kinski, and then nothing in terms of centre-backs. And it makes you laugh because nothing has changed in the last week. We go, Dragashin's got injured. We knew well before Dragashin got injured that we needed centre-backs. We know that Van der Ven and Romero are injury-prone. And therefore, no matter what everyone thinks of them as players, injury-prone players aren't reliable. If they are not reliable and they're not available, then they're not that good. This is the problem. The best ability is availability. And the problem, as much as I like Van der Ven as a player, if he's going to have constant hamstring injuries all the time, you've got to look beyond that. You've got to put I really like Mickey. Sure, but I like players that play. I like centre-backs that are, every game I watch Guehi, it just feels like he's there. He's controlling things. He's available. He's fit. It just feels like he's a solid pro that gets on with it. And I think we need more solid pros. And at the moment, I think that when you look across that back line, it's too flaky. Romero, Van der Ven, I keep hearing about when Mickey and Romero are back. Sure, but how often are they back? We can't have season upon season where they're missing huge chunks of football. You just can't. And I'm not even talking about their ability now. I'm talking about their availability. So for me, Spurs knew we needed centre-halves. Why have we waited so late? Why have we done nothing in the forward areas? Why? How have we got to the stage where our strikers are Richarlison, who is awful, and Scarlett, who, I'm sorry, just isn't good enough? Don't shoot me. Actually, shoot me as the messenger. I don't care. He is not good enough. And that's what we've left ourselves with. So for me, Tottenham doing Tottenham things. Now, I'm going to leave it there because we are live 4 p.m. until 11 p.m. for a transfer deadline day show of all the transfers across the world. Join me. I'm going to have loads of guests coming in at different points throughout those 7 hours. But please please subscribe, and let me know your thoughts. Guehi, yes, no. Is Romero going? Are you bothered if Romero goes? Is Van der Ven reliable with those hamstrings every season now moving forward? That's a lot of hamstring injuries at a young age. Why is everyone rejecting Spurs? Let me know all of these thoughts. Why have we left it so late? Guys, girls, please please subscribe, and I'll see you at 4 p.m. Football Heritage TV. Take care. And as always, come on, you Spurs.